All right, guys. So today's topic is AI assisted SEO plus EEAT, which is the new SEO of 2024. So how all of this is integrated with each other, wherein you're saving time, you are bringing in a lot of value with your content, and which is user intent driven as well, because that is something which is very important in 2024. So absolutely, the focus should be user intended content at the first place. And there are a lot of other elements that we need to look into to make sure the content that we create is of expertise and experienced level. Along with that, it is not taking a lot of time of yours still, that too when we are in a century where AI is growing day by day. So yeah, everything keeping in mind, the best way to work around for new SEO 2024 is AI assisted SEO and EEAT. So let's quickly look into the first slide of our topic. What matters the most to craft the perfect SEO content? So definitely perfect SEO content is rocket science. Let me put it up this way. Because like, let's say for example, you want to launch a rocket, you will fit in the right elements and technology to make sure that the launch goes perfect and it reaches the top spot. Same goes with your perfect SEO content as well. You need to put up the right elements along with the right technology, which in this case is AI, and putting up everything together in a very organized manner, which will help you to gain the rankings at the top again. So here are the four main topics that we will be looking into, in detail. The first one is user intended outlines. So we will be taking first user intended outlines, and along with explanation on what needs to be done for outlines, we will be also looking into the entire workflow of the system and how things are very much simplified when you are moving on from one step to another. So let's look into user intended outlines first, and there goes our next slide. That is user intended outlines. And here there are three main aspects that you need to look into. The first one is, of course, intent driven outlines, and that is the top priority now. Nothing goes about that. So make sure that your outlines are created from users perspective, from the perspective way user searches in Google on a particular topic or a particular question. Your outline should be intended in that particular manner. That's one thing. Secondly, questions, because people also asked are the most important questions that you need to make sure that you put in on your content. And also way more important is that how you answer those questions. So I will take into that once we start looking into this particular topic in detail on the live demonstration with outranking. And thirdly, definitely write keywords. So keywords does matter, but it's not it's not something that is so important that it used to be in 2023. So you need to make sure that you put up right keywords, even though those keywords are less, that's fine. But putting up keywords which really matches your use case is the most important thing. So let's quickly go ahead and switch our share to the dashboard of outranking. I hope you all can see the screen here. So this is the dashboard that you see, wherein you can see that you can create all the documents here, you can club them up in folders, you can organize everything here and operate it from this particular window. Also, there is a content workflow here. Let's say if you're working with a team, you can see who is working on which document and what is the current status of that document. You can look for all the team members that you have on your account. You can change the statuses as per your requirement, and accordingly the entire workflow will be managed, and you can look into it everything from one window here. And you can also change the status right from here as well. So this is one thing of using content workflow to understand and organize everything that your firm does along with your team members. Now let's quickly go ahead and click on the new document here. And I will quickly wrap up here. Like, we have three SEO documents. SEO brief. So brief is something which has all the minute information related to SEO optimization, whether it's SEO optimized title, SEO optimized outlines, whether it's NLP terms, competitive analysis of top 20 pages, all of it that comes under SEO brief. You can just hand over the brief to your writers who are writing content for you, and they will exactly know what all to include and how to include to create content which is SEO friendly. The second one is AI assisted SEO writing, which is the most popular one, wherein you can create the entire content from scratch, from title to outlines to generating an optimized first draft, and then adding originality to it, aligned with EEAT, and then optimizing it, editing it further, and then publishing the content. And thirdly, there is optimize existing content, wherein let's say you already have, uh, you know, a URL or a web page or a document where you would like to see, you would like to do an analysis of how it, how it looks right now and what is missing out on the page, what needs to be optimized further. You can do all of that under optimize existing content. All you need to do is just enter the URL or leave it empty if you have a Word file, enter the topic or keyword and create new document. If you're using a Word file, you can simply copy paste the content on the editor and it will analyze and audit it for you. So let's quickly go ahead and let's use our first keyword suggested by Gabriella is luxury wedding venues. All right, so let's take this one. And advanced settings, you need to make sure that you're putting up right location. So you can put up a city, you can put up a state, or you can put up a country as well. So make sure that to whom you are catering with this particular piece of content, put that location here. So if you want the customers to be from a specific city, then you need to put up that location, because on the basis of this, outranking will go into SERP and collect information of top 20 ranking competitors of that particular location whom you are trying to outrank. So let's quickly go ahead and click on create new document here. Now outranking will quickly go into SERP, collect information from top 20 ranking pages. It will analyze it. It will start organizing the information for us, and it will give us every detail in the form of workflow steps. So right now we are looking into our first topic of the presentation is user intended outlines and PAR questions. So here we are on the first window here. So this is the workflow. All you need to do is just follow the workflow steps. The first step in the workflow is title. So right now we're on the title step, and these are the intent driven unique titles that outranking has created for you automatically. So these are titles which are not from top 20 pages, or these are not copy pasted or rewritten. These are newly written titles, that too from an intent of a user. So try to select the one that matches your use case, and once you select the title, outranking will identify how many keywords you are targeting here. The one which are in green, you're targeting them, and the one which are in red, you're not targeting them. The minimum target is 7 and you already have 14, so that's great. But let's say if there is a chance or hope to add something more relevant to your content which is under red right now, you can definitely do that. So how you will do that? So let's say, for example, I select this one, or let's say say I do in style premier luxury wedding venues USA. Let's say what else we can put up here. Let's say best is something that has been used a lot of times. You can edit it right here if you want to, and let's put best here. And best place for, so best place for premier luxury wedding venues. So I'm just trying to show you a random example. Like this is something that you can do and add more keywords to your content. Now you see we are targeting 16 keywords. So try to put up things which really matches your use case. Don't try to forcefully add any keywords, because that is not going to work. So let's go ahead with this one, for example. And once you select the title, on the basis of that, outranking will identify what sort of web page you're trying to write here. This clearly says that you're trying to write an informative blog post on the basis of the title. Now, once you click here, you will see that these are all the types of pages that you can create using outranking. Like you can change the the web page type from here manually as well, but it will definitely identify automatically on the basis of the title selection. Now, let's say if we go ahead with this one and we are moving on to the next step, that is outline. You click on outline, and now we are on the second step of the workflow, that is outline. Now here is the main time that you need to spend and make sure everything is perfect. And this is also the first topic that we are covering with this session here. And the first thing that we will be looking into is, just give me a second. Yep. Intent driven outlines, spark questions, and write keywords. Now let's quickly go back. I hope you all can see outranking screen right now. And so here are the newly created outlines for you. Now, something very important is that it is not creating outlines just on the base of the topic and what to cover, but it is writing in a manner which is from user's perspective. So it is creating outlines in a way, the way the user searches or the way user has a pattern of searching certain things on Google. That is the way it is trying to write outlines for you. So these are very much user intended outlines that you are seeing here based on the research and the keywords. So let's look into it, like introduction to luxury weddings, defining elegance of premier wedding venues, the importance of location for your special day, top recommendations for luxury wedding venues in the USA, iconic hotels, resorts, exclusive estates, mansions, coast to coast opulence, East Coast gems, West Coast wonders, vineyards, beachfront palaces, historic libraries, unique features of luxury wedding venues, budgeting for your luxury wedding, planning tips for luxurious wedding celebration, real wedding spotlights, and lastly, outranking will automatically come up with FAQs as well because those FAQs are equally important. So this is one way of looking at the outlines, and outranking will always give you a 360 perspective of what all type of outlines you can add to your to your content. So remove everything that you don't want, just keep the outlines that are really important to your use case. And the requirement here is 22 to 26 outlines. Try to be in this range only. Like even if you're going overboard, try to be around 27, 28, but don't go way too overboard. And again, don't try to be way too underboard as well. Try to be in that range or nearby that range, and that should work fine. So we have 24, requirement is 22 to 26. Now let's quickly look into the left side of the window. So here are all the keywords that you can target in your outlines only. The target is minimum 18, while we have 35 already. But let's say again, if you want to add something, you can simply edit and add the keywords here in the right manner, which makes sense. So that's one thing. Secondly, for the ease of using the system, you can simply rearrange or change the sequence by just dragging and dropping your outlines and make sure that you have perfect outlines in a perfect arrangement. And there is one more important thing that I would like to show you here is, let's say you want to add a custom H2. Let's say, for example, how to choose the perfect luxury wedding venue. You add an H2, you add the outline that you want to add, but you would like to get some ideas like what could be added in the form of subtopics, H3s, on the basis of this topic. You can click on H3 ideas and it will generate some H3 ideas on the basis of H2 that you have added. So this is something wherein you can get some more ideas like what could be the subtopics. If you're missing out on anything, you can still look into it and add them as well. So here are the range of subtopics. Consider the location, assess the capacity, look at the architectural style, check the amenities, understand the venue, evaluate the level, inquire about accommodation for guests. So it's talking sense, right? Like it's coming up with the right kind of outlines that you would be using for how to choose the perfect luxury wedding venue. So this is one way of getting more ideas. Now let's look into the left side here again. And here are the top 20 ranking pages, which are already ranking for the keyword luxury wedding venues. So these are all the top 20 pages. Now the best part here is that outranking adds all the top 20 pages as the background research and give it to AI so that AI can feed on it and write content in altogether a new style. So let me put it up this way. Let's say you are writing content all by yourself and you have the topic. The first thing that you will be doing is you will go on Google, you will search about the topic, you will read a lot of articles, you will gain the knowledge, and then you will start writing in your own style. Same goes here as well with AI. Like, you need to, if you want really good content and factual one, you need to add the right custom background research for AI to write the content in the way that you want it to be written. So make sure that you look into the top 20 pages. If something is irrelevant or something is from Reddit or Wikipedia, which might not have factual information, you can remove that particular URL from background research by clicking on this icon. And this particular URL will be removed. Now, let's say similarly, there are a couple of URLs which are not ranking, unfortunately, in top 20, but they have really good content that should be added to background research. In that case, you can add your own custom URLs as well by clicking on add URL and add up to 100 at a time and just click on add URLs, and all of those URLs will be added to the background research for AI to feed on it and write content in new manner. So this is one thing. Secondly, so we talked about the user intended outlines. We talked about the right keywords to put in, in your outlines. These are keywords specifically for outlines only. And the third thing is people also ask questions. So go to questions tab here and you will see a lot of questions here that you can add to your content. And these are all ranking pages questions, which are very much popular and they really make sense, if you don't have it on your outline. So try to add, questions from here which really make sense to your use case, and then you can simply club them up with FAQs as well if you want to. Now, let me put up this way for par questions. Like, see, everyone would be searching questions which are one way or the other generic, right? Like, you cannot have hundreds of questions for one topic. You might be having 10, 15, 20, and that's it. You're not going to introduce something altogether new in the form of FAQs, which is not being searched a lot of time by the users. So obviously, questions are limited to be added. That's given. But what really matters here when I talk about putting up the right FAQ outlines is that whatever FAQs you put up here, whatever questions you put up here on your outline, you make sure that you write the answers in a very unique style or in a style which is very different from others, and that is how you're going to have additional leverage over others. So for example, let's say you are writing an answer for the FAQ. Your answer should be, in a way which is of course easy to understand, and that is given, but it should include a case study, or maybe a quote, a testimonial, or maybe an image or a GIF or anything which is you're giving more value to your users via the questions which are very common in nature, but the answers which are very much unique that you provide along with that question. So make sure you do that. You put up questions which are very much different, but still it has a lot of value for the user to read it and get some knowledge out of it. So now let's quickly move on to our next slide here, and that is going to be AI assisted SEO. So we covered outlines from these four topics, and now we are moving on to AI assisted SEO. So when we talk about AI assisted SEO, there's a lot of misconception and a lot of things going around, along with a lot of rumors as well, right? Like, content written by AI is not going to rank, blah, blah, blah. A lot of things which goes around in the mind of a writer is this is always going to be there, moving forward, because AI is growing tremendously day by day. And there is no stopping. Like, anyone cannot deny to that AI is going to go backwards. It's going to go advance every single day, and nobody's going to stop it, not even Google, right? Like, it's beyond everyone's control. So taking into consideration, where if you're writing content using AI and that's why your content is not ranking, is really baseless. But that doesn't mean that you are just using AI to write content and expecting your content to rank. That is not going to happen either. So what you need to do is you need to use AI in a manner which is not harming your content when it comes to the tremendous value that you provide to your users with the content that you will write. So use AI in a very controlled manner, or use AI in a way which is not going to harm you when it comes to the quality of your content. So there are four aspects of using AI assisted SEO, using AI for SEO optimization. In a one way, you can say that. The first one is outline ideas and path that we already covered earlier. Like, your outlines should be user intended, and you should have popular questions which are written in a most different manner. So that's one thing. Secondly, that comes into the picture is detailed prompts. Now, I'm not sure how many are taking this seriously, but let me put it up this way. Detailed prompts, when I say detailed prompts, that means that even if your prompt is 200 words long, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You should go forward with it. But it should cover almost every single specific aspect that you want to cover with, the AI that you want to generate the content. So let me put it up this way, that your prompt should be so much in detail that it should cover all the minute details, like, the tone of writing, the voice, how to use verbs, the format, the styling, how you want your style, whether it's bullet pointers or it needs to highlight certain things, or it needs to be broken down into small passages, how it needs to do comparison. Every small aspect, you need to mention it in your prompt before you generate the content. And this is very important. And also, along with adding all the specific details, equally, what is important is that you put up all the details in an organized manner. It shouldn't be, so haphazard that some details are lying around in the first two lines and some are in the last two, and in between it's just, nonsense. It shouldn't be like that. So try to put up things which are very much organized when you're talking about creating a prompt, and make sure that your prompt has every single detail that you want to cover. Doesn't matter even if it's 200 words long, that's fine. But the output that it will give you is definitely going to save a lot of time, and it's going to give you a very good quality output. So detailed prompt is something that you can use, to create content which is little unique in nature and different in style than what others are writing, while others are just having general content with general prompts. Thirdly, it's automatic optimization. So AI should be used wherein, let's say, for example, there are a lot of keywords or there are a lot of things that you could add manually. You are not editing, you're not adding value, but rather you are optimizing your content by adding keywords or putting up things in right manner. For all those things which can be done, automatically, you can, ignore your hands there. So don't try to do manual things wherein you can use technology and get done things very easily and quick. So automatic optimization is something that you should definitely use, but that doesn't mean you just close your eyes and use automatic optimization. You need to review everything that AI does and then you move forward with it. So that's the third part, and go beyond quality output aligned with EAT. And that is something very extraordinary that I will show you. A lot of our old user might be knowing about it, but yeah, so this is something that you can, create unique content still using, AI. So I will show you that as well. We already covered outline, ideas, and power here. Detailed prompt we just covered, but there is something very interesting with detailed prompt that I would like to show you on outranking. Let me share my screen with you guys, and yeah, here you go. So we were on the outline step. So we started the workflow with title, then we move on to outline, and now we are moving on to the next step here. There are two steps here: write yourself and first draft. Let's say you click on write yourself, and here you will see all your outlines on the editor, and you can start creating content all by yourself using your hands, or you can simply write a detailed prompt here by adding a greater than sign. So when you add a greater than sign, the prompt is enabled and you can write your prompt here and then just click on run prompt. And it is not going to collect information from anywhere on internet. It will literally take into consideration the background research that you've added, and then it will generate the content in new format. So this is one way of, using AI, and using AI in a way which is creating a detailed prompt and then generating content for all the outlines that you have. But let's say there is one more way which is easier and which is far more perfect than what you will be doing here. So let's go back to our outline step and let's use first draft. Now here you will see that now we are on the third step of the workflow, that is writing tools, wherein you can create your own style guide, like, what should be the tone of writing, how to use verbs, how to use, comparison type sections. You can change all of this here, and you can write the right commands that you want to give. And on the basis of this, outranking will generate content for you. But what it does in the background is something that is very interesting. So also, let's say you don't want to create a template, but rather you would like to simply change some parameters here and generate a first draft. You can change these parameters right away here in all the boxes and then generate the first draft. But what it does in the background is, let me tell you that. So when you change all of these things, or whether you say that you put it up half of the things the way it is and change half of the things. So let's say, for example, a tone. So I will always say that, yeah, the tone should be little specific, not too very specific, and not too generic as well. Like, it should be little specific, which will give you very good output. So let's say friendly and witty, for example. And you can change all of this as well, like how to use words, how to use the voice, how to answer all of the sections. You can change all of this here. And once you do that, and when you generate the first draft, what outranking is doing in the background is that it is curating a detailed prompt for you on the basis of all the elements that has been mentioned here. So on the back end, it is writing a big prompt for you automatically, which includes all the details that has been mentioned here in all the parameters. So you are not creating the prompt manually. Rather, outranking is creating a prompt for you, which is so specific as per your requirement, and on the basis of that, it will generate the entire first draft. So, whether you create the prompt all by yourself or you use this many parameters and change the things here and then generate the first draft, and equally, it's going to be great because it is creating outranking is creating an entire specific detailed prompt for you on the backend itself. Now, before we move forward with the first draft, here are the two options: generate optimized first draft. So if you click on it, it is going to generate an already SEO optimized, at least 60 to 70% optimized draft for you. And the second one is going to be generate originality suggestions. So when I was talking about this particular topic, when go beyond quality and output aligned with the EAT, that's where I was talking about generating suggestions which are aligned with the EAT. We will look into it detail once the suggestions are generated, and we will also look into the other aspect of AI assisted SEO, that is automatic optimization, once the entire draft is generated. So let's quickly go ahead. Let me go back to our outranking screen. And now let's click on generate first draft. Now outranking is going to create the prompt for you first at the back end, and then it's going to start writing content for you step by step right in front of you for all the outlines that you have here. Meanwhile, guys, this is getting done. Any questions or anything that you have in mind that you would like to talk about? Please send out your questions in chat or just raise your hand and I will unmute you, and we can take a question right away. Will we still appear for local searches if we don't include the geo area in the keyword? For example, if we use general keywords like luxury wedding venues instead of luxury wedding venues in California, Georgia, Alabama. So, see, if you are targeting all the venues in entire US, you don't have to worry about it in this case. But let's say if you're targeting a couple of states, or let's say a couple of cities individually, and not creating content which is on a level of entire country, I would definitely say you should add the location in your keyword or topic as well as in the location tab, and that is going to curate you outlines, that is going to create the competitive analysis of the right competitors that you need to outrank. So if you're writing a topic which are covering almost half or more of US, then it's fine. You can just use United States. But if you're covering different states or different cities of different states, or let's say if you're covering three cities of one state, you can easily put up a state, and that is going to cover almost everything for you. But if you're covering different cities of different states, I would suggest you put up location and even the right location in your topic as well as in the location tab, to get the right competitive analysis that will help you to outrank the right competitors and not something which is not nearby to your wedding venue. So the content is written now, as you can see, and we have written 2025 words already, and it's still generating some originality suggestions. You're welcome, Gabriel. All right, so it's still generating some suggestions here. Let's wait. And you will see at almost all the places that these are the brackets that comes up on all the H3s. Now, this is something very important that only outranking does for you. And I will show you once we are generating more, once we are done generating all the originality suggestions and how they are very much important. Here you go. Now we are done with this draft, and let's refresh the SEO score one more time. So our SEO score is 57 while the target is 86 plus. You need to at least go till 86. And but if you optimize most of the elements, you might go above 90 as well. So it all depends. But yeah, in doing so, don't compromise on your use case at all. Like, don't try to do that. Don't try to force, things on your content, which is just going to add more SEO score, but it's not going to give you any rank. So make sure the intent is perfect and intact. Now, let's quickly look into the content that has been written here. Your big day deserves a setting that rivals the love you share, one that will illuminate your memories for years to come. When it comes to luxury weddings, nailing down the perfect location is non negotiable. It's often the dazzling diamond in the whole wedding planning rough. So it's writing on in a manner as per our tone of writing, but yeah, you can be little specific and different with your tone of writing, and that is going to give you some fantastic results output. Now, when we are talking about originality suggestions, so let's go back to our presentation. So we need to cover automatic optimization and go beyond quality output in this particular topic. And let's look into go beyond quality output aligned with E80 first. Right. So let's go back here. And yeah. So the first thing first is that you will see this brackets at almost all the places. Along with that, you will see the suggestions as well. Now, this is something very important that people are missing out on, and just using AI, left, right, and center, and expecting content to rank, and that's not going to happen. So we are giving you suggestions which are very much aligned with EEAT. So if you look at the suggestions, you will see that only an experienced and expert person can add certain, implement certain suggestions which are mentioned here, and that is going to bring your content with originality and uniqueness. So let's look into it quickly. The topic is defining the elegance of premier wedding venues. Imagine a gallery showcasing plush interiors, ornate decoration, lush landscapes of high-end wedding venues. So try to put up an image of this sort, and that is going to help you get some brownie points. Now let's look into some other suggestions here. Include a series of high-resolution photos or virtual tool GIF that illustrates the opulence of premier wedding venues, allowing readers to visually immerse themselves into in the described settings. Add quotes from the wedding planners or couples who have experienced the grandeur of such venues. Insert a case study or a link to feature article about a memorable wedding held at the premier venue, highlighting the venue's ability to create fairy tale experience. Now, if you look into the suggestions here, these are very much aligned with expertise, experience, and trustworthiness. So when you are putting up case study, it shows that you are experienced about this topic. You have experience about this topic, and you are putting up a case study, which shows that you are putting up trustworthy content, right? Because you are showing a case study or maybe a link to some memorable wedding which already happened at this venue. Adding quotes again shows that you know about this topic, and you're trying to put up things which are from a popular person who has done something related to this particular topic, or maybe adding testimonials from a real customer. And you will see the suggestions at almost all the places. Insert panoramic shot of an estate with couple embracing amid stunning scenic backdrops. So when we are talking about breathtaking views, like it always comes with panoramic shot, wherein you are covering almost everything, which shows that it's a luxury place to do a wedding. Along with that, include a high resolution image, add quotes, incorporate interactive map feature that allows readers to explore the geographical location of each estate and mention. So you will see these are not common. Like certainly sometimes it will give something very interactive in nature, and that is definitely going to help you. So if you want to implement any of the suggestion mentioned here, you can simply remove this and just implement the suggestion that you want to add. You can maybe add one or maybe two, but let's say if it doesn't match your use case at all, you can simply remove this and ignore it. Don't try to force it just because it has been added here as a suggestion. Only add if it really makes sense. But yes, this is definitely going to take some efforts from you. So understand, Google knows that AI is getting better day by day, and they will have to do even better to understand that which content is garbage and which content is really good to rank. So for that, they will look into things which has high value, which has additional value, which has originality to the content apart from what is produced by AI. So these are the suggestions that you need to do using your own mindset, a human mindset, human perspective or idea that comes into while implementing it all by himself or herself. So try to do this all by yourself, and that's where you are going to get some brownie points on originality. And it is not something that outranking cannot do this for you, but outranking literally wants this to be done by a human, wherein he puts his own sort of value to the content. So this is something that we need to look into. And when we talk about our fourth topic under AI assisted SEO, that is automatic optimization. So you should definitely use AI for automatic optimization, as it is not going to harm you anywhere when it comes to ranking. So let's look into automatic optimization. Before, you can see here, there's this title, description, heading, common terms. These are all the SEO elements that you need to optimize one by one. And you can go one by one as well and try to implement one thing at a time, trying to add a keyword one at a time using AI. But there is a quicker way and smart way to do this, and that is automatic optimization. Before doing that, let me just mess the title. Let's mess up the description. And let me remove few of the headings as well. Let's refresh the SEO score one more time. All right, so now you see that most of the things are red or yellow. And now let's use automatic optimizer so that I can cover most of the things here. Title, description, select everything that you want to optimize at a go and simply click on start. Now it is going to generate some optimized options for you here that you can simply use it as they are already optimized. So here you go. If you like it, you accept it. If you don't like it, you can regenerate more. Click on accept, the title is replaced. Now you're moving on to optimizing description. Now the title dot has turned into green, and here are some descriptions for you. Select the one that makes sense to you. Simply click on accept and the description is added, and now you're moving on to headings. So it will try and optimize every SEO element for you quickly at a go. All you need to do is just review the things and simply click on accept. So this is the automatic optimization wherein you should definitely take help of AI because it's not going to harm you at all when it comes to ranking. And now you can see that everything that is in the blue font here are the new outlines that outranking has created for you because you have less outlines now. So let's quickly add a couple of them here. Let's say we add this FAQs and I click on accept. And now all these three FAQs will be added to the editor along with the content written for it. It can take maybe few seconds, maybe 20-25 seconds, and we should see the content along with the outlines. Here you go. This is one way of doing things and adding more, headings and also optimizing your content side by side. Now it has moved on to add missing common terms. So now it's on the fourth one here, and this is the best part here is that it is going to target multiple keywords in every section for you. So you don't have to pick and choose one keyword at a time. Whatever makes sense, you simply add and all the keywords will be targeted. So let's take, for example, this one, the importance of location for your special day. This is the content below it. And it is going to add this many keywords in it by rewriting the passage. And this is the rewritten passage. Once you review it, if it looks good, simply click on accept, the content is replaced, and now you are targeting all those keywords. And this way you can look into all the keywords here and start accepting the ones you like and discard everything that you don't like and just move forward. This is simply going to add more common terms to your content straight away by saving a lot of time. So this is something that covers up our second topic here, that is automatic optimization. Now let's move forward. EEAT focused content. So that is what we just talked about as well. And let's look into it further. So go beyond quality output. Like, if you're putting up the right prompt details or parameters in generating content, I hope you guys can see my screen for the presentation. All right. So go beyond quality output. When I say that, like, most of the work is done with 70% already finished, as you have the draft ready, a lot of things are optimized. Now it's crucial to elevate your human efforts for the remaining 30%. And that is the most important. So the 30% is where you create content all by yourself, do editing, create content all by yourself, and try to add those suggestions which has been mentioned on your editor. Try to implement those suggestions, which because those suggestions are directly connected with expertise, experience, and credibility of on the subject that you are trying to write. So this is where it comes in, wherein you may feel that I will have to do this work manually, but that is going to do the ranking part for you and not just the content written by AI. AI is fine, but what additional value you're adding is the most important thing that Google will look into when it comes to expertise, experience, and credibility of you writing about a subject that you already know. So if you see the infographic here as well, like, try to do things all by yourself, take out a book, take a shower, do things all by yourself, take steps, not the lift sometimes, and that is going to help you out, right? So try to do things where you are putting up your own perspective and mindset to the content. Now let's move forward. And now we are on the fourth uh, topic of this presentation, and that is optimized drafts. So the sequence to this is very simple. Let me explain the sequel because I understand a lot of people get confused with the sequence as well. So the first thing is that you create a title, then you generate outlines, and then you generate a first draft with the right instructions to AI. And once the content is generated, the next thing that you do is you straight away implement the EEAT suggestions. Don't edit your content right now. Don't optimize your content right now. Rather, what you need to do is you implement the suggestions first thing first when the draft is generated. So what it will do is it will remove the suggestions from your content, and rather it will implement the idea that you're trying to put in on the content. So all the suggestions and all the content that doesn't needs to be there on your editor will be removed, and rather it will be replaced with the right content that you implemented for those suggestions, right? So remove everything from here, implement the right EEAT suggestion that you would like to add, and then you move on to the next step, and that is editing part. So let's look into our next slide here, and that comes when you start optimizing your draft. And it is covered with three different things, three different aspects, most important aspects. The first one is edits. So make all your edits, remove the unwanted content, add the more content if you want to, edit everything that you want to, and then you move on to optimize the SEO elements. So once you edited the content at least to 80%, that's where you start optimizing your content by optimizing all the SEO elements that has been mentioned here on the screen. All this one. There are more as well when you click on see more, and these are all the SEO elements that you need to optimize one by one. Try to add images between this 25 to 51, and these are the top 10 pages, number of images they have. Internal links, you can add your sitemap and it will give you suggestions on the right anchor text keyword where you can add the right URL from your website. External link, try to add 7 links from different domains to your content. And this also shows Google that you are not insecure about adding, content from different domains, and you're just providing value to your users regardless. Videos, it says opportunity. So wherever you see opportunity, that means that you have straight up leverage. If you put up a video, even an embedded video is fun because none of your competitors have video for this particular topic. List items. So try to put up things into the form of bullet pointers, numbers. You can always use prompt to rewrite content in the form of bullet pointers. So add a greater than sign, rewrite the following into the bullet pointers format. Put everything under inverted commas here, and then just click on run prompt tab. This is going to rewrite it and put up everything into bullet points format. So you can always use certain things to create certain things using prompts as well once the draft is generated, and it will also give you the sources of URLs from where the background research has been done. Now let's go back here. So yeah, so once you have done the editing part, once you've added all the EEAT suggestions, that's where you start optimizing all the SEO elements rather one by one, or use automatic optimization, review everything very carefully, minutely, and then accept everything, and that is going to help you a lot and save a lot of time as well. Also make sure that you have the perfect word count here. Going little bit overboard or going little bit underboard as well is fine, but don't go way too different when it comes to putting up things in the right range which has been suggested. So that is what it covers when we talk about editing. And let's go back to our presentation. So we covered edits, so make all the edits and then optimize all the SEO elements. And the last and the most important is do not overdo it. So don't try to put up things forcefully anywhere, whether it's editing your content or optimizing your content by forcefully adding keywords and other things, which will show you that it has turned into a green dot, but it's not going to help you rank. So don't try to force everything to convert into a green dot. Rather, yellow is still fine because that is still something which is matching your use case. Rather, otherwise you will just compromise with what you wanted for users to get value out of your content. So don't ever do it, and that is the most important thing when it comes to SEO optimization in 2024. So guys, that's about it. We are done with our presentation here, and I would like to take some questions if you have. So please throw out any questions if you have, and let's look into what doubts or what queries you have, and I can take up here with the live demonstration as well. Any question, anything that you have guys in mind that you would like to talk about? Come on guys, anything that I can help you with? Any question? Anything guys? We still have 5 to 10 more minutes. Okay, let's quickly go ahead and take real estate, as one of the user wrote about real estate. So I will quickly, let's say we have 10 minutes. Let's try and write and optimize first draft in 10 minutes. Let's say real estate. Let's create a new document. The count starts now. We exactly have 10 minutes. All right, so now we are on the workflow here. Right now we're on the title step. Let's select the right title step here. Find your dream home, top real estate listing and agents. See, when I select top real estate listing and agents, automatically it says local business service page. So that is important, right? Like putting up the right title matters a lot. Let's say we are navigate real estate, your guide to buying and selling homes. Let's say we are taking this one, and you're just targeting 3 keywords. The target is 3 keywords minimum, and you're targeting 3. If you want to add more, agents in real estate. So real estate you're covering up here. Can you write an article also without a high ranking keyword? Maybe that can be new valuable content. I heard that 50% of searches are never happened before. Yes, absolutely. So I agree on this, that you should write also articles on keywords which are little rare in nature, but that shouldn't be your prime focus, because again, like there is a niche audience who is searching for those terms. But yeah, you should definitely target those niche audience as well, and you should definitely write on keywords which are not so used or not so searched as well, because then again, like you will be having a very less competition, and you will be targeting you will be ranking easily for those keywords. Again, one more thing here, Gabriel, that I would like to add is uh, Ralph, sorry, my mistake. So that I would like to add here is that when you are creating a topic and you are writing a document using outranking, what it does is that when you are going to common terms, or whether you are on title or outline, outranking automatically adds all the NLP terms, related keywords, and semantic variations along with the long tail keywords in it. So regardless, you will be targeting all other keywords which are surrounding that particular topic as well with outranking. So you're not just targeting one keyword, but rather you will be targeting a lot of semantic variations to it and also related keywords. So now we see that we are just targeting 3 keywords here, and you would like to target some more. Like let's say agent is something that we are not used, or agency. So let's say your guide, navigate real estate. I have one more here. Sounds good. Perfect, Ralph. So let's say navigate real estate, your guide to buying and selling homes with the help of agents. I'm just trying to show you a random example here. And now you see you're targeting 7 keywords. So let's say we go ahead with this one. You click on outline, and now you're on the next step here, generating intent-driven unique outlines using research and keywords. So let's wait for a moment. See, the requirement here is 4 to 13 only. So try to be in that range. Here you go, and we have 29 outlines. So it's going to generate from 360 perspective, remove everything that you don't want. Let's say I remove few of the things from here, financing of what, that's fine, navigating the market. Let's keep this one, anchoring your knowledge. Let's remove this one. Let's quickly go ahead and we have 20 more. And yep, so now we have 14. That's great. We are targeting 16 keywords. Target is 10 plus. You can target more right away in your content here. Investment in real estate is something that has been used and we are not using it. So setting sail in the sea of investment in real estate. And now you see you're targeting 22 keywords. So try to use certain things in a smart manner, and that is going to help you target more keywords, and that too not changing your use case as well. Let's go ahead. Let's click on first draft. Let's say we put up here tone as professional, or let's say, let me try something random or crazy here. So let's say a person with 2 kids, or let's say a couple with 2 kids trying to find right house. So this is a tone of voice. Try to write in a manner which is from a perspective of a couple with 2 kids who are trying to find a right house. And let's quickly go ahead and generate the first draft. So you need to play around a little, and that is definitely going to help you out with really good content of output that you will see with the content. Now you see here, embarking on the adventure of real estate requires a hefty anchor of thought to buy or sell, or perhaps even do the both simultaneously. For families like yours with 2 playful kids, no doubt hankering for backyard becomes more than a transaction. It's about finding the next setting for your family story. So this is amazing, right? Like it's writing from a point of view of what exactly we add in the tone of writing. And this is something that you need to do. You need to be a little specific with your tone of writing, and this is going to give you wonderful content output. See, aiming for minimal disruption to their children education. Therefore, aligning your timelines with seasonal trends could be crucial in setting sail successfully. It will talk about children, it will talk about couple, it will talk about things which are important for a family, schools, districts. See, it's talking the right amenities that needs to be there for a family with 2 kids. Also, one thing that you will see is that when you are very much specific with your tone, it will try and write content a little more for you. And here you go, we have the entire content written. Here are the placeholders as well, the additional things that you need to look into to add more value to your content and get originality to it. We still have 3 minutes to go, and any questions meanwhile anyone have, please reach out in the chat and I'll be more than happy to help you. So you will, okay, so there are more than, I know up till now, what I know, there are more than 15 to 20 AI detectors online, right? You will find a lot of AI detectors. And whatever you write, like whatever you put in, you're definitely going to show, it is going to show you the results that this the content which is AI written. But does that really matter? It does not. What really matters is what additional value you are putting in all by yourself with your own human editing. That is what is going to that is what is going to be a matter of concern for Google to rank it. Because, like as I said earlier, everyone is going to use AI. It's going to grow, right? What AI tool you use, ChatGPT or others? So, Ralph, we are using GPT-4 Advanced. Along with that, we have DaVinci training models to come up with content which is organized. And along with that, we have our own algorithm which goes into Google and collects information from today's date also and adds it up to background research, so that if something is indexed in Google today, it will also consider that information as background research, and it is not restricted to any or limited to any year or a month. Rather, it will give you output which is very much up to date. So yeah, coming back to the other question, AI writing detector tools will always show you that the content is written using AI, and that is given, right? Like, everyone is using AI and they are not going to stop. It's going to grow every day. So of course it will show content written by AI. But what you need to do is, once you are changing the context of the content which is written by AI, once you add the additional information, once you add the EEAT suggestion, once you edit the content, that's where you are coming up with a right mixture or a right blend of AI with the additional value, the original value that you are bringing in. And that is what is the most important part. Gemini is also there, right? Like, that's a Google tool. So Google itself is promoting their own AI. It's no harm in using AI, but how you use AI is what really matters. Is outranking able to distinguish between an informational article for general organic research or local service page? I need to create a content for both. Yes, absolutely. So if I go back to the titles tab, Phil, so when you're on the titles tab, once you select the title, it will show you what sort of web page you're trying to write. And if you see all the web page types here, we do have local business service page as well. We have food recipe, we have blog with list of best products, comparison products, alternative products, and also landing page and also e-commerce page. So it covers almost everything. And on so if I select something else from here, you will see that the web page type will change as well. Top real estate listing and agents, it's a landing page. Navigation real estate, let's take something else as well. Century 21 real estate, find top agents and property listing, local business service page. And you can generate more results as well. If you're not satisfied, you can edit it here. But that's how you can do certain things, Phil. And it is very important to have the right web page type, because on the basis of the web page type which is selected, outranking will create or curate the user intended outlines as per the web page type that you have selected here. So the outlines are going to be different for every web page type, right? Like, that's how it has to be. You're welcome, Phil. So yeah, Ralph has one more question here. What AI tool you use, ChatGPT or other? Yeah, I answered that. Are you considering others like Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Cloud? Uh, Okay, so I heard a lot about cloud, and we tried a little bit beta testing as well on cloud, and along with we also did it for uh, 4.0 GPT. We are trying other models as well. It's not that we are not, but the output that is coming up is more sort of for things which are based for informational purpose, and not for all sort of pages. So the content, you will see that the content created is fresh with cloud, for example. And if let's say if you're a regular user of GPT, and if you are shifted to cloud, you will get to see the content which is a fresh breathe to your content. But that is not going to really help, like, whether you use cloud or GPT-4, it has to be advanced, that is given. It cannot be limited to any year or a certain part which is from past or past versions. But yeah, what it needs to have is the right combination of training models along with it. So, okay, let's say, for example, when you write something in Gemini or Cloud or Chat GPT, it is going to generate new results every time. That's fine, but it is also going to change the format every time as well. So sometimes it will give you, things in the form of bullet pointers. Sometimes it will add bullet pointers along with some passages to it, and sometimes it will be a little different than that. What training models will do for you is it will write a specific format every time with content created newly every time you generate it. So the content is new, but the format, the styling has to be uniformed, and that's what really matters as well when you talk about blending things in right manner. It does create much better results for niche content for my blogs. Yes, absolutely. As I said, like, whether you're using Cloud A or you're using GPT-4 Advanced, or let's say any other tool, it is going to give you good content because all of them are going to grow. And day by day, you will see that more AI tools will come in and they are going to give you spectacular output as well. Even Gemini is good. I've been using Gemini as well for a while, and I see a lot of things good there as well. So what really matters is that what API you're using, whether it's Open AI, or whether it's Cloud or any other tool. Along with that, how well they are trained models, that it is going to give you output that you really need. So that is something very important. Of course, you can always take content from different AI tools and then put it up on the editor of outranking as well, and optimize it further and add more value by getting some suggestions and add that EEAT aligned value addition to your content. You can do all of that as well. So I hope I gave answer to Rolf, Gabriela, and to Phil as well. Any other question, guys, or we can conclude this? We are done with the webinar here. Anything, guys, that I can help you with? Please let me know, or else we are about to get done here. You're welcome, Phil. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And it was really a nice session. And I like when people are asking more questions. That's very important. And yes, so have a great weekend, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, until next time, Phil. Thank you so much, guys. See you all again soon. Bye bye.